I mean, how great would it have been if Tad actually died? That would have
I
made the
just
movie
let
so much better.
God, just let him just that fall would have to kill. Everybody, welcome back to Off the Wall. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sol.
See how much I'm smiling right now? This is the most I'm going to be smiling this video because we watched Falling for Christmas with Lindsay Lohan. I'm good. I hate so much everything about this movie. It's so bad. This is one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life. Anyone involved in the production of this should be ashamed of themselves. I'm pretty sure this movie it constitutes a crime. Checks were cashed, money was spent to make this, electricity was used, fossil fuels were burned, food was consumed, like natural resources were used. Precious natural resources were used to make this movie. We deserve whatever Greta Thunberg is saying is coming for us because of this movie. This movie sucks on a superhuman level. Wow. Sol, what did you think?
Have you ever seen the movie Billy Madison?
I have.
You know when they're like, and everyone is stupider for having listened to it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this movie. I literally wrote in my notes, I think I'm losing brain cells watching this.
I could feel my brain starting to atrophy and just kind of ooze out of my ear. There is not enough marijuana in the world for me to smoke to find this remotely charming. I mean, it doesn't exist. I'm at a loss. I am genuinely like when I finished this, I had to pause it and just kind of sit in silence for a bit. Just like I just spent 90 minutes of my life. Honestly, longer. I had to pause and walk away a few times to get through this. So I probably lost about 2 hours of my life that I'll never get back. That frankly, like when it's my time to die, death is going to show up in the room and say, actually, you get an extra 2 hours. I'm gonna give you 2 more hours because that right there, that wasn't fair, man. That wasn't fair to you. I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm gonna give you a couple more hours for what it's worth. Like, oh man,
Mike hated this way more than I did. So
I hated this.
I did write in my notes that I feel like I gotten dumber by watching it, and it was truly an awful movie.
Yeah,
but the first beginning of this movie is so bad that the slight step up that it takes in like the second part of the movie, and it's the slightest. You're like, oh, this isn't as big of a shit show as it was. And I could tell you that once my expectations dropped significantly after watching like the first 20 minutes of this movie, I was like, there's a few parts that I'm like, that's kind of cute, but I'm probably only thinking this because my expectations are below the ground. They're not even at ground level. They're below the ground. They're 6 feet under.
I mean, I didn't go into this with any kind of expectations. You tell me Lindsay Lohan Netflix movie for Christmas, I'm already I didn't want to watch this. I did not want to watch this movie. And I love cheesy Christmas movies. Love them. Love them with all my heart. This was just like
Hallmark level.
No, Hallmark level's better than this. It's the same kind of plot you would see in a Hallmark movie, but there is just something so cheap and obligatory and derivative, like whatever the minimal amount of effort needed to put into making any kind of movie whatsoever, this did less. There was absolutely no effort whatsoever put into any of this, from the writing to the acting. Like, I think this is the worst Lindsay Lohan's ever been. And for a long time there, Lindsay Lohan was this weird enigma, because like she was a fantastic child actor. I love The Parent Trap. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, love it.
It's such a great family movie. And even like Herbie Fully Loaded, is it great? No. Is it harmless family fun? Yeah, it's fine. And Michael Keaton's in it. Michael Keaton's in it. Matt Dillon too. She's done other movies that I've enjoyed. Like, I really actually like Georgia Rule. Actually, I really enjoy that movie. Or the one where like I Know How I Died, I think is what it's called. It's kind of a weird psych thriller. She herself is talented. Like, you don't have the kind of celebrity status she does if she doesn't have some amount of talent to her. But it got to a point where in her career where it was like, she kind of became the butt of a joke for a while. She was kind of going off the deep end. And then it got to the point where she started to kind of play into the joke. And I do kind of respect that. Like, that this is what people think of you. Screw it. Play along with it. Have fun with it. This just feels like, this doesn't feel like somebody playing into their own joke. This feels like, oh no, she played into it so much, it's become real. Like when you use a slang term ironically and then you start using it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like Lindsay Lohan has become. Lindsay Lohan, she's gone from being the separate entity to playing into her own gimmick to now, like, no, that's just who she is now. And wow.
So I'm gonna throw this up real quick.
Oh yeah. Sure. I guess.
Can I guess your favorite part?
Sure.
It was when they fell off the mountain.
100%. I was like, oh, it's about to be the shortest movie ever. They fall off that mountain and die, right? Because there's no way you fall down there and don't die.
Were you also wishing for Tad's death in the woods?
I was wishing for Tad's death the moment I knew his name was Tad.
That dumb ass influencer.
Oh. You know what this movie reminds me of? This movie reminds me of Steve Buscemi going, "How do you do, fellow children?" Like, this felt like somebody was making a movie who swears to God they know what the young people are like and have no fucking idea.
Well, also too, didn't she say something like, "Oh, make me look 40, but not like 40"? Like,
oh my God.
I think like they're influencers, but they're older influencers. It's like they're at the older, because millennials are now up into the 40, 41, 42, I think is the oldest millennials. The oldest millennials. So like, it's like, okay, technically, yeah, you could have someone who's 40, 41, 42 be an influencer, but it's just, I guess, weird to think about because I'm on the other side of millennials. Like, I'm not the youngest millennial, but I'm on the younger side. You and Bogz are in the middle.
Yeah,
they're the older millennials in this movie.
You know what it reminds? It's kind of like whenever you see like Tom Cruise in a movie, and like Tom Cruise is in his late 50s, and he's like in the movie married to like a 23-year-old. It's like, okay, sure, Tom. Okay, that's kind of what this felt like to me. Like, oh yeah, no, you're totally young there, Lindsay. Don't you worry. You're a youngster. You're totally rad. It felt so cheap, and like I said, it felt like somebody writing for, this is what the kids love this stuff. This is what the kids are going to be into. Influencers, whatever.
Can I guess who your favorite character was?
Sure.
Was it the guy that in the woods that doesn't like internet and lives in that little tiny house?
I mean, if I had to pick one. If I had to pick a favorite character, oh God, weird taste in my mouth. It's either him or the daughter was adorable. I thought the daughter was adorable. The daughter was adorable. I mean, for a young kid like that, I thought she was cute. I thought she was adorable.
And she did a fairly good job for what she was in.
She was one of the better actors in the movie.
It is true.
I don't know. Like you get 2 minutes into this movie, you know what's going to happen. This is the most one of the most derivative, like like South Park did a parody of this like exact plot line 30 years ago. Not 30, but 20 something years ago in one of their first early seasons. Like I've seen this like plot for plot story so many times. And in an age where we just got done talking about Scrooge
Mhm.
on Netflix, which is a medium transfer of a medium transfer of a medium transfer of a medium transfer. And there's a billion and one adaptations of that story. So like you've got to find a way to separate yourself and stand out. You get a story that we're familiar with. This to say that this movie was paint by numbers is an insult to paint by numbers watercolor books. Like
Wow.
it's just yeah, there isn't a shred of originality in this
No,
movie.
no. When I was like, "Oh, we're doing the Amnesia plotline," okay.
Yeah. I
Uh,
I just yeah.
and Christmas magic.
But and that's another thing too, is like you could take the Christmas element out of this movie completely. You could
Yeah.
remove the Christmas element from this movie and it changes nothing. Like it's just there to be in the backdrop, to call it a Christmas
Mhm.
movie, to get people to watch it because it's a Christmas movie. If this had come out in the middle of summer and was just called, falling for summer, or falling for Tad, or falling for Jake, or whatever, or just some other title, no one would have watched it. The fact that it's got Christmas in it, it's being touted as a Christmas movie, it guarantees it's going to get some viewership because people are going to be looking for something stupid and Christmassy they can put on for the kids while they're playing with their new toys, or to have on in the background or something. And because there's nobody who grew up with Lindsay Lohan who is dying to see this movie. I grew up with Lindsay Lohan in movies and music. It's not like her name carries a lot of weight. It's probably a lot of when I went to pull up this movie's Wikipedia, and I just typed in Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie because I forgot the title for a second because that's how forgettable this movie is. One of the first little results was, is Lindsay Lohan still acting? Like that's how out of the public zeitgeist she is.
Yeah, no. And I guess maybe too, it could be like, oh, this is her first foray back. But
In like 3 years too.
yeah, Lindsay, you
Yeah.
could do so much better.
Yeah.
Other question for you. Did you think there was something wrong with your Netflix when it went da-dum, that
Oh,
Netflix product placement when she
yeah.
turns on the TV and you hear the da-dum?
Yeah. Didn't need that. Hey guys, did you know this is on Netflix? Well, in case you didn't know that while you were watching it on Netflix, this movie's on Netflix. We just wanted to remind you that you are watching this on Netflix. This is up there with like in Black Adam when the kid drops his backpack and the camera zooms in on his DC comics, and then we're in his bedroom and there's like posters for The Dark Knight Rises on the wall. Like this is like that level of just like, oh, we get it, guys. It would be obviously you made this movie for like nothing because you didn't even have it in you to get like some cheap product placement in there for some other service. Like she turns it on and it's a Hallmark commercial, or it's I don't know, Bud Light commercial or something. Like, wow, no, you're just using it to promote yourselves. That is sad. It's so sad.
And I think too, it's just like it's the sound too, which we've literally gotten like Pavlov dog trained to that sound. Like, but that's it's like,
That's
oh,
funny. Nice pull. Very, very good reference. I like that.
thank you. I'll be here all day.
Yeah.
But so it was just, I would say I don't hate it as much as Mike. There is moments in it because I guess I'm a little bit of a softy romantic when I watch the East films.
Mhm.
So like I was like, oh, like at some stuff, but it for the most part wasn't good. Not good at all. And it really was because I lowered my expectations immediately because I do love Christmas movies. I
Yeah.
love cheesy Christmas movies. I rate them at a different level than regular movies because they are typically, if you look at them from a critical standpoint, other than like Scrooge, like they're not as good
No.
as like other movies. So you do have to think of them a little bit differently because you got to give them that little roll 20 for that Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's kind of why I'm so bummed about how bad this is because yeah, like Christmas movies always have typically, not always, but typically have just that little side of cheeky, cheap cheesiness. And
mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that. I love Christmas. I love Christmas movies, Christmas music. Um and I even love I love Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It's a stupid animated movie.
Yeah.
But it's just got that level of like cheeky cheesiness
Yeah.
to it that you love. It's playing into its own joke. This
Mm-hmm.
just felt like, again, this just felt, this reeked of desperation. And it's like I don't like the idea of like using the facade of a Christmas movie to, try to like sell your way back into a career of some kind. Like, go put in the effort and you know do other stuff. Like, if you
It
want us
was
to take you seriously, give me a reason to.
it was kind of like Netflix threw money at Lindsay Lohan and was like, okay, we got Lindsay Lohan. And then they were like, oh, now we got to write the movie. It's like they didn't have
Yeah.
the main get was trying to get Lindsay Lohan than
Well,
actually
but
making the movie.
she's the EP on this movie. So like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, she
Mm.
was the EP on this movie. So she had a lot of she was holding the reins of this movie. So I mostly just like, I don't know. I'm kind of shaking my head at Netflix right now. Like, y'all said yes to this. This feels like something someone made and then just tried to find someone who would carry it.
Yeah. So, if you're looking for a Christmas movie on Netflix to watch, don't watch this one. Watch Scrooge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scrooge is fantastic.
It is. I mean, Scrooge is incredible. And I think that's also what's so damning of this movie is because we watched a lot of Christmas content. I just
Mhm.
watched Scrooge, I watched Christmas Carol Christmas, and they were both fantastic. They were wonderful. And then I watched this and I'm like, guy, there's no excuse anymore. It's kind of like when somebody makes a bad superhero movie. I'm like, hey, you can't use the excuse that, oh, it's a comic book movie anymore. Like the bar has been raised. And
Mhm.
we've seen stuff like, the Santa Claus franchise, and we've seen like uh, uh um Elf, that's been made. And it's like Scrooge again. I know we've said it like a lot in this review, but like they just came out at the same time. And when you look at like all of these, there's not really an excuse. Like, you can do a lot with very little. And it's like they tried to do as little as possible with this, and it's just a bummer. It's a bummer. It's a cliche storyline. You can do something different with it. And you did nothing different with it. And you slap Christmas on it, and that's just it's gonna be your selling point. And it bugs me. There's a lot of it bugs me because it kind of steps on the Christmas spirit a little bit. And that I take that personally. I don't appreciate that. I love Christmas, guys. I really love Christmas.
I will say, the character Jake, his daughter,
Mhm.
adorable. I
Yeah.
kind of want to see what she'll be in next because
Yeah, she was good.
she was good,
Olivia
and I like
Perez.
the abuelita.
Yeah, yeah, she
Yeah.
was nice. She was nice. Yeah, Olivia Perez, who played the daughter, I think it was Abby. She was in the Heights, which I still have not seen. And I don't know how big of a part it was, but and then I know that she's on Sesame Street. She's been in some Sesame Street episodes. So she's very young. Who knows if we'll see more of her? But child actors got to start somewhere.
Hmm.
We've seen child actors raised to great heights, and we've seen them not, which is hilarious considering that this is a Lindsay Lohan movie. And we brought it full circle, kids. Yeah, all right,
And there
cool.
you go.
Yeah, I really I don't like coming on here and dunking on stuff. I mean I do and I don't. There is the comedic side of it. It's like,
Who likes dunking on things more, Mike or Bogz? Let us know in the comments below.
I like dunking on things because I like to try to make it funny. You know, Bogz, I feel Bogz is when he dunks on something, he dunks on it. I dunk on it, but I always try to be funny about it. Yeah, no, let us know who you think dunks on, who thinks a better who takes bigger dumps on movies, me or Bogz. Let me know. That's a fun poll. We'll put that in the Twitter poll. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, if you're looking for a Christmas movie to watch, there are millions of other Christmas movies that are light years better than this one. Go watch Scrooge, Christmas Carol, Christmas. Go watch Elf. Go watch Santa Claus. Go watch Mickey's Christmas Carol. The Muppet Christmas Carol is on Disney Plus, and it is amazing and it's wonderful. It's got Michael Caine in it. So, yeah, go watch anything else but this. Do not watch this movie.
We did it for you, so you don't have to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We need to start getting paid. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna keep watching crap like this and need to start getting paid. Anyway, guys, thanks for indulging us and letting us dunk on a truly terrible movie. Lindsay Lohan, make better choices. It's about all I can say. Make better. You're better than this, and I genuinely mean that. You're better than this. Make better choices. And with that being said, well, we'll see you guys again next time here on Off the Wall. Bye.